What's up, guys? Jamie here, and I am with Raz, and we are going to talk about Night of Champions and Raw. So, Raz, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Razman's Reality. If you've never seen me or heard me before, but if you've been subscribed to Jamie forever, we used to do like the old school type of group videos where the person had to be on Skype and then you had to crank up your speakers. So we've done videos together before, but this is like real technology now, which is awesome. So
Yep, and we are going to talk about Night of Champions. Go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, and I've done. If you're subscribed to me, I've done plenty of group videos like this before, so you're not foreign to the concept.
So we're going to talk about Night of Champions and this past Raw. But before I do that, all our links are down below. So first, we're going to go to Night of Champions. So Raz, what are your thoughts on the pay-per-view?
Well, first of all, the way it started with Kevin Owens winning the Intercontinental title, just awesome. I loved it. Because everybody was upset that he didn't win the U.S. title from Cena. So to actually give him a mid-card championship. And what I said in my review, my solo one, that I still stand by is I would love to see him and Cena have one more match to unify the two mid-card titles. Because I don't think you need two mid-card titles.
I thought they had a great match. Cena and I almost said Cena and Raz. You two didn't wrestle together. I mean,
No.
Kevin and Cena had a good match, but I did enjoy Kevin's match, and I'm very, very happy that he won the title. Thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, because who cares about Ryback? Does anybody care about Ryback? I don't care about Ryback.
No, I've never liked Ryback, like heel or face. Never enjoyed Ryback.
Yeah, he's trying really hard with and excuse me if you hear any small background noise. I'm just gonna move up just a hair because I was in regular talking position, but Google Plus does this weird thing with my microphone where it turns me up and down. So whenever I'm live, I gotta be like right up against my camera so people can hear me good. So, but yeah, what I was saying was, he's trying really hard to be like this relatable guy. Like, oh, I worked my butt off to get where I am. I read, self-help books. Like, but it's just like Kevin Owens said. Like, really, you're gonna talk about self-help books on WWE Raw? Like, give me.
I know.
I
respect all the wrestlers. I just don't like Ryback's character at all.
Yeah, there's just him and Rusev both. Like, Rusev is a phenomenal athlete, but that character is like belongs in the 1980s.
His character is absolutely annoying. No offense. Like, heel or face, not just because he's a heel, but he's just annoying. Like, he would be just as annoying as a face.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and kind of to jump off topic, I absolutely love Lana. Like, I love her. I thought she was phenomenal as a heel, kind of annoying as a face, but I still absolutely love her.
I never thought I would say this, but I kind of want, because I said this in my review too, I kind of want Lana and Rusev back together because I think they're actually weaker on their own.
Yeah, I think she was better with him, though, and because she was a heel. I think she's better as a heel anyway.
Or she could just go with another wrestler and be a heel, like you said.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all about her being a heel.
And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Ziggler, and I think he's talented, but I think she should go with...
Yeah, but Ziggler doesn't need Lana, and this whole thing about him being a womanizer, like, what is that?
I don't like the storyline anymore. Like, I absolutely enjoy seeing Lana, and I enjoy seeing Ziggler, but, like, I don't care about Rusev, whatever his name is, and I don't care about Summer Rae, so...
Yeah. But the thing is, Rusev is a good wrestler. Like, when you watch him work, he's good. And that's what makes his character so annoying. But again, he is a foreigner. So what else can you really do with him?
That is a good point. That is a good point.
That's the problem. He came in the wrong era. If he would have been an 80s wrestler, he would have been WWE champion and people would have loved it. But now it's like, no.
Nope. So okay, go ahead and finish.
But we got off on a huge Rusev and Lana and Ziggler tangent there. We kind of went out of order there.
Yeah, we did. Well, I was just about to say, like, we're not going in any particular order of the pay-per-view. I never do that on any reviews.
No. I try to, just so I don't forget like what actually went down.
Yeah, I do that too because I'll go off on tangents or I'll just forget what happened or I'll leave out a match. But for the most part, like I don't really go in any order as long as I get all the matches in.
Yeah, but the next match was the tag team championship, Dudley's versus New Day. To me, this was like the surprise of the night that the Dudleys actually did not win the title.
I thought that the Dudleys would have won, and as much as it is like phenomenal that they're back and everything, I absolutely love New Day. I think they're hysterical. Like I like them. You guys don't have to like them, but
I love the new twist with Xavier Woods in the trombone. Like that is the greatest idea. Whoever came up with that idea is genius. I love it.
It's freaking hysterical.
But it's a lot. But the thing that worries me about it, sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you. The thing that worries me about it is it's going to turn into the whole Sandow thing. Like it's going to be good for a while, and then it's going to get so annoying.
I love though how he obnoxiously does it on Raw. Though it makes me laugh. I love all three of them.
Yeah. But should we let the cat out of the bag? Because people already know that you're going to the event, I think. So you actually get to see their rematch between New Day and Dudley's.
Yeah, I do. I actually get to see that.
Yeah, that's going to take place on October 3rd. So when I heard that, I got very excited for you. I was like, cool.
I've never seen the Dudley Boys live, so that's going to be exciting.
And in New York on top of it, my goodness.
I know. I'm so pumped. I wish Taker was going to be there, but I'm still excited regardless.
Well, we got to save that for the end.
It's true. We do. There's lots to talk about with that. So do you remember the next match? Because I remember the matches, but not in the order.
Not the order. Let me see if I can remember. I think, we already talked about this one. The next one was Rusev and Ziggler.
Yes.
So we've already pretty much covered that whole
thing. You want to talk about the Divas match?
I'm glad that Ziggler won the match. That's all I'll say about it. I'm glad that he won the match.
Yeah, I'm glad he won too. He's another one that deserves a lot.
So the next thing was the big 6-man tag. So should I do this now, or should we skip around and save that toward the end? So we're talking about both our favorite wrestlers at the end.
You can talk about it now. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay. Obviously the big mystery was the Wyatt family versus the Shield, and who's the Shield going to get as their third guy. So I'm just sitting there like waiting, like who's this partner going to be? And then all of a sudden the countdown comes up and break the walls down. Like I lost it. I absolutely lost it.
Because if you guys don't know, he is the biggest Jericho fan ever, so that's why.
Yeah.
Freaked out. And
as you guys are used to seeing her Undertaker freak out, you get that with me and Jericho. Yep. It's the same thing. So
in the match, I loved every single wrestler that was in that match. I absolutely love the Wyatts, and I love Dean and Roman and Jericho. So
yeah. And Braun Strowman's a great addition to the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
Like he really puts them on a whole other level. Like, no offense to Eric Rowan, but this version of the Wyatt family is so much better than the original version.
I love the Wyatts. I think they're phenomenal.
Yeah. So I loved everything about it. The right people went over. The only thing I didn't like was why did Jericho have to take the decision? And I'm not saying that as a Jericho mark. I'm saying that as an objective wrestling reporter. Like, it doesn't make sense that you're going to have this big return and then have the guy making the big return do the job. It doesn't make much sense. The pinfall should have gone against either Dean Ambrose or Roman Reigns, in my opinion. I mean, do you agree with that?
I do agree with that, but I just gotta say that I know I said this before, but I love all 6 of them. Like, I think they're all phenomenal. So.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing this feud go one more match, and I think it will probably because of what we saw on Raw, which we'll get into in a minute.
Yep. But, so the next match.
Match was the Divas Championship.
The Divas Championship. I just want to say that I don't like the Bella Twins. I've never liked them, not even as a face. I don't like them as a heel. And I don't dislike them because they're heels. I just don't like them. But
Right. Well, the thing is, it was high past time for Nikki to lose. I mean, the only reason that she had the reign for this long was because WWE wants nothing to do with AJ now because of CM Punk.
Yeah.
So they had to break that record. But in Nikki's defense, I'd see all this Nikki hate, and you don't have to like them as people, like Jamie just said. Most people don't. But she has gotten progressively better as a performer. Like, she is very serviceable in the ring now compared to where she used to be.
The match wasn't too bad either.
And I think a lot of that has to do with her being with John Cena, like it or not.
That's what I wanted to say. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, when you're with a wrestler, the wrestler is gonna rub off on you. Like Daniel Bryan made Brie Bella better, and Nikki Bella got better by hanging out with John Cena.
That's what I was about to say, but I didn't want to offend anybody.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say I think it may also a little bit to do who she's dating.
Well, no, I'm just saying her performance level increasing. I'm not one of those people who say that she was chosen because she's dating John Cena.
Oh no, that's not what I mean. I was saying what you were saying.
Yeah. So, but I was obviously very happy for Charlotte because anybody knows me knows I'm a huge indie guy. So NXT is my favorite thing. So I've been watching Charlotte from the beginning, and that moment felt like it was 20 years in the making, and so I was already choking up. Because Charlotte's one of my favorite performers, and she finally got her Divas Championship. But then when they brought Rick out, and Rick started bawling.
Oh my gosh, I started bawling. When he started crying, I was like, I'm not gonna cry. And then the tears just came down. But I'm very happy for Charlotte. And everybody knows I'm not a big Divas fan, but like, I was happy for her.
Well, I wanted to ask you, though, because you have somebody here actually asking questions now, which is the coolest thing about group videos. Like, you don't always have to plan them because somebody can give you ideas for videos. So that's why I would like to do right now to you is, as someone who wasn't the biggest Divas fan, are you more inclined to watch Divas wrestling now because the matches have gotten so much better?
Yes, and I like what they're doing with the Divas, though. They're trying to get us more interested, and I see that they're trying. And I'm trying to like more Divas than Natalya and Paige, and, so. But my favorite diva ever is Natalya. I absolutely adore her. But we'll talk about her later, about Raw, so.
Yeah, for sure. But the match itself was really, really well done. I loved the way Charlotte sold the supposed knee injury in the match. It just made it more entertaining all the way through. So, this to me was the third best match of the night, which is ironic because, it was basically the three main events in a row, basically. Yeah. If I'm remembering the order right, I might be.
It doesn't matter if we're not in the right order. People get the point.
But people usually talk about the three main events in a row anyway. So the next main event was the U.S. title match between Rollins and Cena. Nobody's really surprised that Cena regained the title, I don't think.
No, not really surprised.
I don't think anybody expected Rollins to actually hold both championships. So,
no, but it was nice while it lasted, and Cena winning,
Yeah.
Won, so.
And we're not even going to get into the whole like John Cena, dislike John Cena thing, because we've done a million videos about that. I'll probably do 3 or 4 more.
Those videos are all over the place all the time. So
so we're not even going to get into that. But what I want to say about John Cena and the U.S. Championship is simply this: John Cena made the decision to wear the U.S. Championship, and he made the decision to make a mid-card championship relevant, and he gave chances to guys like Kevin Owens, who would not be Intercontinental Champion right now if it wasn't for Cena. He gave chances to guys like Zayn, like Cesaro. Cesaro's getting a huge push now. So whether you like Cena as a performer or not, you have to like what they've done storyline-wise with the U.S. title, and you have to think that John Cena, arguably as a performer, is better than he's ever been because of the guys that he's been in the ring with lately.
Yes, and I'm very happy that he's been putting over people, or at least helping their careers, And even Cena says, like, push this guy, push that guy, and push him, and it's like, this guy is talented, and that's what we were all saying, and I'm so happy for other wrestlers that are getting pushed because Cesaro is talented, Kevin Owens is talented, You know, there's so many other talented wrestlers out there too. And it's amazing now that they, you know, got an opportunity with Cena and now they're, you know, getting pushed more.
Yeah, I asked in the beginning, but I don't remember if you actually really answered other than you just like Owens. Would you like to see a unification of the two titles between Owens and Cena?
I like the two titles separate. I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, like I said in the beginning, I think that you don't need two mid-card titles because you don't need two world titles. Having one mid-card title gives the mid-card title more prestige.
That is a good point, but I like where it is now. But if they decide to put them together, then that's cool too.
Yeah. So I don't know. WWE could go either way they wanted to. Really, the interesting thing to me though is if they keep it separate, where do both guys go? Because I look at Owens right now, and after he gets right back out of the way, like who does he feud with next? And I have no idea where John Cena is going. Like this is the first time in forever that I don't think we know where John Cena is going.
I like that though. I like that idea though that we don't know because then it's not predictable. You know, we go. I'm just making this up, but it's like, oh, John Cena's done with this shoot. We know he's gonna go to Randy Orton. You know, at least it's not predictable.
Right, and obviously it's not gonna be Orton because of Raw.
No, I was just making something up, but
yeah. Okay, so then Sting finally getting a WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, which, you know, Sting is my second favorite of all time. So we talked about it on Twitter that night, or was it in texting? I don't remember, but we were like, Raz is in 7th heaven because here Jericho comes back and then Sting is in the main event of the pay-per-view. So
I love
it couldn't have been any better
Sting.
for me.
I love Seth Rollins too, but I love Sting. And it was a good match, but like the part where he got, like, you could just tell that he was hurt.
Right.
I don't remember what it was exactly.
But the moment itself happened so fast that I actually had to go back and rewatch the match.
Yeah, you just know that he was hurt, and like you could tell that it wasn't like a kayfabe injury or anything because everybody was like went up to him and was like, "Are you okay? You're okay." And you could tell like he was like legitimately hurt and that he was it looked like he was like having a hard time breathing, and I was just like, oh my gosh, is he okay? And then he started wrestling, but I was like he doesn't look okay at all, and I just hope that he gets well soon.
Yeah, I mean there's varying reports of how bad the injury is, but a lot of people are saying it could be career ending, which would be
I read that too.
It's a real shame because the one match that we still haven't gotten is Taker versus Sting.
Yep.
And if that doesn't,
but to be fair though, Sting is 56, but like, you know, hats off to him for still wrestling through that match though.
Yeah, and it was up until the injury is what I was about to say. Like all over Twitter.
He wasn't even that bad though.
I mean,
he was good.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it all over the Twitter feed. People were saying, "I can't believe this is a 56-year-old guy. This is the guy that's 5 years older than the Undertaker." I mean, he wrestled a phenomenal match against Raw.
For someone who's 56, that won't be me at 56.
No. I mean, you're not putting it on a level of like a Daniel Bryan or a Kevin Owens match, but it was way better than I think many people were expecting it to be.
Yep, and for some, like we were just saying, like for someone at that age too, you know.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say about it. And I hope that, you know, obviously I want him to have, because he's yet to have. I mean, he got the win on Raw, but if you're gonna come to WWE after all these years, you need that one definitive pay-per-view win, which he's yet to have.
Definitely, but I also read that he came back to put over wrestlers, you know.
Well, he did, but, you know, it's just respect. You give him one win out of respect, you know.
Right.
Which that's what I want to see for him. But it would also mean putting him in a match where he could be in that situation before he wrestled Taker. So if they're just setting him up to wrestle Taker, then maybe he won't get that. Who knows? Because Undertaker versus Sting will be a complete toss-up because there is no more streak. But let's not waste time speculating and talking about that. We'll talk about that if that happens. Because this video is going to be long enough anyway.
That's okay. So are we moving on to Raw? Is that all the matches?
Yeah, that was it. I mean, final impressions on the actual pay-per-view, I guess, would be for...
You want to go? You can...
I give it 3 out of 5. I thought it was a really good pay-per-view. I mean, it was solid all the way through it. Everybody performed really well, and for Night of Champions, the only thing I didn't like about it was the whole Kane thing, because I'm tired of them going back and forth between the two gimmicks. But after what we saw on Raw, maybe it kind of makes more sense.
I'm happy that Kane's back, but I see where you're coming from too. And I thought the pay-per-view was good. I thought it was, jam-packed too. But Raw was very, very jam-packed. It might have not been the best Raw, but
it wasn't the best Raw in terms of performing.
But it was very jam-packed with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and it had a lot of stuff going on. So you start, because I
Okay. We didn't mention this though, but they announced, I couldn't believe what I was hearing, but they announced on the network at a pay-per-view that Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I love it because how many years have we been saying that Hell in a Cell doesn't mean anything? Ever since they moved it to its own pay-per-view, and ever since they got all PG, can't be too violent, Hell in a Cell means nothing. So this feels like it's going to be the first Hell in a Cell match to mean something since Taker versus Triple H at Mania 28. That's literally what it feels like to me.
Yes, and just the status of the wrestlers, Undertaker, that is his yard. And then Brock Lesnar, he's Brock Lesnar. He's the beast. He's the one that...
Yeah, and everybody knew that there was going to be a third match after the second match ended. So if you got to start... A lot of people were kind of tired of Lesnar and Undertaker. I know you briefly mentioned that in your last video, that you're somewhat tired of it. But if you're gonna have a third match, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to end it. But I'm definitely getting sick of it. However, it's ending at this pay-per-view, and what a more perfect way than Hell in a Cell. But I was gonna say that I was hoping that it would end sooner rather than later, because before this was even announced, there was just the news site said we wouldn't see Taker until next year, but that turns out not to be the case, and we're going to see that match next month. I am very happy about this match, but at the same time, very worried because Undertaker is 50, and I don't want him to get hurt.
Yeah, and there's no more physical wrestler on the planet today than Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he's too physical. I mean, Undertaker could handle a lot pretty much for his age now. Oh, you know what I mean? He's been through a lot, but as in the past he could handle anything, but he's 50. He's not he's 25 or anything. So I'm a bit I'm actually very nervous. I don't want him to get hurt.
And you actually will get an opportunity to see how valid your opinions are, because the first stage of the Go to Hell tour is going to be October 3rd at Madison Square Garden against the Big Show.
Yep.
So
I don't know who I'm going to cheer for in that match, though, because I'm not a Brock Lesnar fan, and I don't like Big Show.
Well, I think you'd probably be more excited to see Brock than the Big Show. I mean,
I've seen Big Show before, and I don't even like Big Show.
I don't think you've ever seen Brock Lesnar.
I've never seen Brock Lesnar live before, so that's why I'm excited to see him live. Not because I'm a Brock Lesnar fan. Not that I hate Brock Lesnar or anything, but...
And you said earlier off air, unless you just don't want to tell people, which is fine, but you said that you think you have pretty good seats for the show.
Yeah, I do think I have pretty good seats, so look out for me.
Yeah, there's a chance that we could see her on TV, people. That would be awesome.
Yep. And also, before this whole, this is kind of getting on a tangent, what I'm about to talk about, but, even before, Brock Lesnar and Taker actually faced each other, when the rumors all started, I didn't want to see them face at all, simply because Brock Lesnar is too physical, and he's not really, a good opponent to work with. I'm not saying he's a horrible wrestler, but I was saying, he's too physical, and Undertaker's not, some new fresh wrestler right out of the ring. And but I'm also very glad that this feud is ending, though, because now Brock Lesnar and Undertaker can go off on fresh new feuds or different feuds, and we get to see different things from the both of them.
Right. And the thing about it is that people have that opinion because of who Brock is now. Like a few years ago, they wouldn't have said that, but when Brock's coming off the UFC, where the UFC isn't scripted, it's all 100% real, and you actually do have to beat people up, like literally. That's why people are always scared. And then it was kind of backed up with the WrestleMania 30, which we're not going to spend too much time on because we don't want Jamie to cry. But it was kind of backed up with what we saw there with that. But then the last match, the middle match, was actually very even. Like Undertaker was much more healthy in that match.
Yes, he was. He was much better. Not only that, the build was much better. The overall match was much better. Undertaker was much healthier. And although I'm glad, though, like I've been repeating, that this feud is ending, though.
Yeah,
Taker won't die.
But the thing is, though, I know we don't want to maybe speculate too soon or make you upset, but if Undertaker can't wrestle Sting because of Sting's injury, is there anything left for the Undertaker to do? Because I don't really look at WWE and see anybody on Undertaker's level right now.
That is true.
That's the problem. That's the problem with ending the Brock Lesnar feud. Is when you put these two together, they feel like they go together.
Yeah, I know, like they're the top of the top.
Right. So I don't know. Is that a negative thing along with a positive thing? That's for the people to decide, I guess. But yeah, I think they made a great decision here. I both can't wait and I'm also very scared for the match. Like, I think we're gonna either be texting or on the phone or tweeting a lot during that. And like,
oh, there's 6 viewers in here. Hi, viewers.
Hello, viewers.
Now there's 3.
People
rude. I am very excited to see The Undertaker regardless. I mean, he literally could stand there for 5 hours, and I'd be pretty happy with that, honestly.
Right.
But,
Yeah, he could just show up in your bedroom and you would be happy.
Okay. When's he coming? Right now?
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, as far as the rest of the Go Tell Tour, we didn't talk about the Stone Cold podcast, which I think will be awesome.
That'll be interesting to see him on a podcast.
Yeah, because he doesn't usually talk all that much. It's usually...
I mean, I don't know him personally, but, like, he doesn't seem like he's, like, the guy that is very close to anybody, you know what I mean? He doesn't look... Not that I'm saying he's a horrible person, but he doesn't look very nice.
Right. But the reason that people are so excited about Brock Lesnar and Stone Cold on Austin's podcast is people are hoping... Because Austin, when he had the podcast with Heyman, did you see that one?
I did not see that. I need to. I need to catch up on lots of things.
Okay, well, when Austin had the podcast with Heyman, they kind of teased at the end. Austin said if he was to come back for one more match, he wants to do the Lesnar match that he never got a chance to do when he had the whole take your ball and go home, thing that he had going on back then. So people are kind of excited about the possibility maybe of Austin versus Lesnar.
That would be an unbelievably huge match. But
it would be. I don't know how likely it is, but that's why people are so excited about this podcast, because they're hoping maybe it's kind of a WrestleMania tease or build.
Right. So getting back to also Raw, there was Paige's heel turn.
Yes, which I called, by the way.
Yeah, you did. I think we were either Skyping, that's a word, talking, texting, one of the 3.
Yeah.
And you called it. You definitely did.
Right, because, she'd been teasing being frustrated for weeks, and I didn't think they were going to pull the trigger so soon. I thought, it was going to be a slower build, but the minute that she came out, I was like, oh, man.
Like, all of a sudden, there was just this switch. Like, she was just all nice, and all of a sudden, there was just, like, that switch.
Yeah, it was a great promo. I mean, and that's the thing about, we talked about it earlier. There really, truly is a Divas revolution right now, because these girls are busting their rear ends. Like,
I love heel wrestlers.
I don't know. I can't remember the last time I was this invested in the Divas come on screen, and I don't turn the channel. Like
I know.
I'm literally engrossed by what's going on.
I know. Usually I'm like, oh, Divas match. I want to go get a snack or I'm going to go to the bathroom, whatever. But now I'm just like, the Divas are getting good now. Now I can't go and leave. I got to pee, but I can't leave because.
Right. And so I love it. I love Paige as a heel. We've talked about it. That character just is a heel. Her personality is a heel.
Sorry about that. Thanks for talking.
She forgot to mute her phone, folks.
That was my iPod. Sorry.
Oh, her iPod.
I shut it off. I don't have my headphones in.
Joys of live broadcasting. But,
and I'm sorry if you hear any background noise. My windows are open, or if you hear from his side, or.
Well, that's why we're both wearing headphones and why my door is shut. So I can't do any more than that. But.
Yeah, that's fine. Just a warning to people. Anything else? Actually, a lot did happen on Raw.
Paige's heel turn was the best for me. That was the standout moment for me. And does she go right into that's my question to you, is do you want to see Paige versus Charlotte immediately in Hell in a Cell, or would you rather see like other obstacles get put in both Divas' way and like have it like a slow build toward that?
I wouldn't mind either, but I don't like things rushed though at the same time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, the other Divas thing you want to talk about was your girl Natalya.
Yes, I love her. I love her. She is my queen. I love her so much. Oh my gosh. I've never liked a diva like that. Like, I love Natalya a lot, and I wish that they would push her. And I was so happy to see her wrestle, but then they made her lose. I wish they would push her because she's so great. She is phenomenal.
Well, what I was hoping for, because she was having the conversation with Paige backstage after the turn. I was hoping that her and Paige would start to form their own little thing.
I would like that. That would actually be really cool.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Two of them together.
Because she could be like, Natalya could be like Naomi's version of.
I feel like she could be a pretty good heel, though, too.
Yeah. She's been a very good heel in the past.
Yeah.
So
I love her. I freaking love her.
I'm hoping for, like what I said, I know you're not the biggest NXT person, which we're trying to change tonight. She's going to watch NXT with me, folks. I'm trying to, help her see what she's missing with NXT. But
it's not that I don't want to watch. I just haven't gotten the chance to,
You haven't actually had the motivation to maybe watch NXT before.
There's that, and I haven't had the opportunity to. Thanks, school. Thanks.
Yeah, really. But yeah, she actually got a full half day of school today, so that was good. But what we were saying was, but now if you get into it, now you can just go back and watch it on demand.
That's the brilliance of the network. Just go back and watch things.
Yes. But anyway, I really want to see the Four Horsewomen is why I brought up NXT. I want to see Charlotte turn away, not Charlotte, sorry. Sasha Banks turn away from Team Bad, and I want to see Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Bayley on the main roster together.
Yep. And one thing I also wanted to talk about, sorry that I interrupted you, was Kane. What is that noise, by the way?
That noise, I believe, is my tray, rubbing up against the shelf, so I apologize.
Okay, because it sounds like that.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was actually being heard. I'm sorry.
I can hear it, but
I will try not to move so much.
That's all right. That's why I said warning to people who are coming in to watch. But go ahead, what you were saying.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think that the Four Horsewomen would be just the best thing ever. And I think you could have one dominant face faction, which would be the Four Horsewomen, against a dominant heel faction, maybe a new version of Team Bad with Natalya and Paige in Team Bad. That's what I want to see happen.
Yeah.
But whether or not
I am not. You already know that. Actually, I think everybody knows that I'm not really a Divas fan. So for me to be interested in the Divas at all means that not that I'm some sort of expert, but means that they must be doing something right.
Right. But as far as Kane goes, why don't you talk about it, because you were actually the one that changed my opinion kind of.
I like Kane a lot. Like, regardless of what his gimmick is, I really, really love Kane. And I'm not a big fan of his corporate side. I love the demons, his demon character. But, like, I like what they're doing now, though, with the split personalities. Like, with just the switch, he's, like, the demon Kane. And then, like, he's this all, like, you know, corporate and what he was. I really like the idea. If they book it right, so far that they're doing great. But if they book it right, it could be pretty interesting. I personally like the split personalities because I feel like the corporate side, it was more different than what it was. 'Cause, like, before, I had no interest in Kane at all. Like, I still liked him, but I didn't have an interest.
Well, my thing is, I like him as a performer. I respect him as a performer, but it's just like they won't make up their mind on how to use him. He's constantly flipping back and forth. And now they actually have that as part of the storyline where you know you're supposed to see both. Like, I guess I just have to give it more time to see what they're doing because it's a little bit jarring to me and I'm not a big fan of it. But you make a good point that it adds a different layer to it that we've never seen before.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was saying. It's something different. We just don't have corporate only, but we also have, you know, Demon Kane. And I feel like the corporate side now that we see was a bit different than what we saw before. Because before I love Kane, but like I was saying, I wasn't interested in it. But I also think it's pretty funny what he's doing now, you know. And I loved how he dragged Seth Rollins under, just like Undertaker did with Kane. That brought back a lot of memories.
Right. And if you're going to have this one-off match, or at least what's looking like it's a one-off WWE World Heavyweight Championship match between Kane and Rollins, I mean, at least this adds that extra layer to it.
So, I have a question for you, though. Actually, I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say about, what about possible tag team matches, you know, because...
Oh, yeah, that's another rumor going around right now, that they might, like, turn the Undertaker-Lesnar match into a Undertaker and Kane brothers.
Which I'm like half and half of that about. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm like half and half with that because this feud needs to end and it just needs to be the two of them. But at the same time, I'm like, that would be a great match. And from a concerned fan side, like, I would be like, it wouldn't be so physical for the Undertaker because there would be other people in it.
Yeah,
I was thinking, like, if they want Undertaker around, not at WrestleMania, but maybe if they want to have him at other pay-per-views, do tag matches because those aren't as physical.
Right, and I would not mind at all seeing the Brothers of Destruction reunite because that was my favorite.
I would love to see that. Love to see those two reunite again.
Yeah, and that was my favorite time with Kane. So I would have no objection to that at all. My objection to it is just what you said. There's been so much stock put in Lesnar versus Taker that it's really hard to justify ending this great feud with anything but a one-on-one match.
Yeah, so one-on-one match, and if they want tag matches after that, fine. Which I actually would like to see because we would get to see more of Taker, and he wouldn't kill himself in the process of doing
I would love to see, like, the Dudleys take the tag titles because they need it. Again, otherwise, why would they come back? But the Dudleys take the tag titles and have Dudleys versus Brothers of Destruction. Like, bring back the Attitude Era. I would love it.
And the fact that Undertaker would be wrestling more, you know, is just something unheard of, you know, nowadays. He's wrestled. Oh, he's made so many appearances this year. I'm very, very happy. This will be his third time wrestling. For someone who's 50.
I'm surprised you're still alive, actually. I was worried.
I don't know how I'm functioning, to be honest.
Yeah, I was a bit worried that I was going to have to come, you know, revive you from all the joy.
I was thinking, though, also that I could do a live broadcast when The Undertaker returns or comes back or whenever that may be.
Yeah, like during...
Maybe a live Raw or something. Hold on, my dad's calling me. What? Not now. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's live, folks. You can't do anything about people
I just can't. If I was recording this with myself, that would have been edited out, but
no, it's just a comedic moment. But later on, I would like to know what he actually said, so I'll ask you later. But
okay.
what I was getting at was, just teasing you about the whole thing. Like, I thought you would have been in joy overload. And
Oh my gosh, I am so happy to see him because we only normally see him like once a year. So like for us to see him so many times, my heart can't take it. I can't handle it.
yeah, but no, I think people would love to see you do like a live Raw or
Yep.
a live
Because like I always just can't record myself at that moment. Like I mean I can, but it's like
yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. It's I'm not really capturing like my real like right then and there.
Yeah, and we were thinking about it. It's a bit hard with Jamie's schedule now, but we were thinking about trying to maybe do once a week or once every couple of weeks, like do a series of these videos too.
You know, I was also thinking maybe we can do like over the weekend or something a live Q&A because people have been asking me when I'm uploading my Q&A. I either keep forgetting or I don't have time to do it or
Right, yeah, and I get a lot of wrestling questions too, so I don't have a problem with that. I can make a little video on my channel and say, hey, I'm gonna be over here doing this thing with.
Right. There was 8 viewers, now there's 3. Are there people writing in the chat? Can you see the chat?
Well, there were people talking in the chat, and I should have told you that from the beginning. It's hard to talk and keep track of what people.
What were they saying?
Hold on, let me see if I can put my window down without it kicking me off. I don't want it to kick me off there.
Okay, we'll have to end the video right there. But I think we're gonna wrap this up though, because it's probably a really long video.
Yeah,
but,
I think that's probably why the viewership dropped off.
Sorry, Sal.
Oh, okay, Dad. I'm doing something right now.
That's fine. Do something. I'm not.
Sorry. But I was gonna say that you should look at the description and talk amongst yourselves in the comments.
The video has to process and go live as a YouTube archive before Jamie can fix the description. So if it's not there yet, just give it a minute.
Right, and also I want to know what videos to make. Like I'm going to be making videos. I'm serious this time, at least once a week, and I'm going to try to like make my channel grow bigger. And I'm definitely going to try a lot of different things that I've really never done before. Try to like expand my channel. Of course, it'll be wrestling related. Like that's no problem. But I'll do Walking Dead stuff. Just let me know what kind of videos you want to see me do.
Yeah,
maybe I'll do a wrestling skit. I know one time definitely I'm gonna do a day in the life of like a vlog or something.
Yeah, and I do video blogs every week or try to. So
yeah, I mean, like if I like on a Saturday or something, be like, hey guys, I just woke up and I'm going to the mall, and what I do during the day.
Right.
I definitely do that though when I go to wrestling events.
And people love you, so they'll just watch anything you do, I think. So
I guess so. What were they saying, and how do you see the chat?
It's I think
chat.
I think yeah, I could hear it, but I can't see it because I'm not.
Yeah, I could hear it, but I don't know what people were saying.
Yeah, so I'm sure she'll respond to you guys after the fact in the comments. But yeah, like you were saying, we've gone on for a while here, so I think we should.
All right, and I will talk to you right after this, probably, right?
Yes.
All right, so bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for having me, bye. That was fun.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.